Okay, where did we leave? We left off, we're about to do a court case, and I need to review what the fuck happened last time, because I don't remember 100%. There was the boss, or sorry, someone got killed. Who got killed? The doctor got killed? There were the panties. I remember the panties. I remember the car crash. I remember saying daddy a million times. There was also the mob boss's wife's panties. There was... we met Emma Skye, who we gave cocaine to. And she finally liked us and gave us clues and stuff and, like, helped us investigate the crime scene. And we met... yeah, the panties stuffed in the tailpipe. Yeah. I switched to Minecraft for 1 second, I hear fuck Winter. No! Winter mute! I usually call you by your full name. Okay, yeah, that was our summary. That's a good summary. Here we go. From chapter start. Okay. Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury. He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Yes, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice! I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now! I want to see! Here! Huh? Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice and I'm fine! That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Ugh, good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G, see if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really. Walkie, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Fuck the police. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Fucking walkie. Here comes justice, we are the pain train. Oh, God. Does Trucy smirk? Yeah, I think so. A little bit. Crime, you made my ears bleed? No, I'm sorry! Is my mic too loud? I think I was leaning in quite a bit. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kataki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, Air Judge. Is that how do you say that? Hair? Hair Judge. Oh, it's him! The guy from yesterday! He's a prosecutor? Hair? Okay. It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say. 9 to your fans when there's 3 of you. When 3 of your singles go platinum. I don't want to fucking voice act this guy. Ja? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. Yeah? Okay. Leave of absence. Yeah, I know. I kept stumbling over it, and once I heard myself say it, I was like, I said it again. JSY. Okay. I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I feared that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Herr Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? Rude. It was worth canceling a show or two. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Herr Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Fucking hell. Octon! Baby, today we play it my way. Fucking god damn it. What was that noise? Sometimes you have to get up in order to get down to prosecuting. Octong. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Mercatus, director of the Mercatus Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe. You will only find that out by asking the defendant, right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you were to glare at anyone, Herr Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. This crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. This bitch plays fucking air guitar. What a nerd. 9. Not yet. First, there is a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Herr Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Mercatus Clinic? Objection! Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh? But what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? What is right? They always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. Polly, like Apollo. Polly. So. Yes, probably. Hold on, I need to refresh that. Okay. So, you son, are the defendant. Walkie, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kataki, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you'd best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him. Walkie sure has guts. It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? You're saying you were one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True dat. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing all this. Yeah, we have no idea what fucking happened in this case yet. Okay. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Press. Hold it! Hold it! First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, Pointy Locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. Someone had to show him what's what. Hold it! Hold it! By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean. You better ask someone else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind and did what had to be done, straight gangsta style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. He messed up my op something bad. Do I want to press him on every single fucking thing? Okay, let's ask about this. This is important. Hold it, sir. So you were a patient at the Mercatus Clinic for half a year ago? For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivales family. That's when I pulled a jack move. Oh. And ran into an ambush. G busted a crap. G busted a calf right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time, by yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the Mercatus Clinic from there. Apparently, he was shot in the heart. Busted a crap. Oh, God. Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth. But I never learned how to catch them with my heart. Trucy. 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 Girl. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? Would have been golden if it weren't for that whack dog. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. Shot through the heart and you're to blame. Walkie-talkie gives G's a bad name. Oh, it's very good, Wintermute. Very good. Had a leave of absence. Yes. Oh, God. Thank you. I'm imagining J-Rock. Yeah. Yeah. And then just as he lets me go without a word, see you later. Bye. Okay. Hold it! Hold it! What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure that's what... I'm not sure that... Wait, oh, I'm not sure. Oh my God, I can't fucking read. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. Jesus Christ. It sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. Was he sweating? Hold on. Did he have a tell? I had grilled pork and grilled corn, lots of butter. Oh, that sounds amazing, Slayer. Okay, should I press this? Okay. No, this is the one I just pressed. Hold on. So I gotta get another doctor. Patch me up again. Okay. Hold it. We're just gonna press every statement. So this bullet is still... You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man. We're no accident, that's for shizzle. It seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Walkie, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo, back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. The family checkup? That was the wackiest thing of all. All SGs lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away. Bzoy! A relief to hear. Huh? What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yes, Herr Dr. Mercatus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way, that's whacked! There is proof. Your checkup report. Fuck. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. That doctor's... What is his name supposed to be? Am I saying it wrong? Am I really? Oh, hold on. Maractus. Fuck. Yeah. Maractus. Miracle Tits. Okay. Dr. Miracle Tits. Great, okay, good. I'm just gonna call him, yeah, we'll call 1-800 Big Tits. Fuck. Hold on, let's look at this. Okay. Metallic object near heart, urgent exam needed. Okay, that's it? Okay, well. If I ever get a doctorate, I will change my last name to Miracle Tits. Really good. Okay. You're almost as careless as he was. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Started? We've had enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness? Walkie sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? So, you would tell us your name and occupation. It's Mrs. Dr. Miracle Tits to you. Oh, God. I don't know what voice to do for this guy. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some— oh my god. And supports a livelihood under which definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to this notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not gestalt per se, but it's something the vagueness inherent in representation— okay, wow. Do the most stuck-up, annoying voice you can. By which he means to say that he is a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Just straight up Ivy University. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my— Herr Stickler, please direct all said curiosity to the case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You ask, quite simplistically, something— oh my god. These designed to receive— I can't fucking do this in a voice, because I can't read it in a voice that quickly. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping, when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. This man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held— yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Oh, cool. If that streamer is still online when I finish streaming, Kathy, I will raid them. Let me keep that window up. Okay. Also, how are you doing, Kathy? How are things going with you today? Okay. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not.
Wintermute.
Tee. Tee. Great, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into the evidence. Okay. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy? Why are you staring like that at the witness? That man! I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. That night I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Okay. On the way home from shopping, you say? Why did you go through the park? Fascinating inquiry. Revealing the culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Motherfucker. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I am capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes, 24 seconds to complete what— oh my god, ergo the time to complete 2 is on average 6 minutes, 48 seconds. However, in the case that the questions are in the verbal category, admittedly not— that's enough, I get the idea. Mr. Justice, the court hopes to finish cross-examination sometime this month.
Who else thinks Stickler looks like James Charles O'Swear?
Please. I've a recording booked after this trial. And I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry you're all so busy. I keep, like, stumbling over my words. Blah, blah, blah. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. So, I should press that. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I don't know anything about that person. I don't know anything about a lot of YouTubers or streamers. That's not great. That's not great. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. Hold it. Were these men talking by any chance? Now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such as, "You lied to me!" Oh, and, "I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, pal." It's just as our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet in the heart. If that's true, then this is a vital piece of testimony. Sounds like he heard them clearly enough to me. Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? What now? Interesting. Yeah, that's not great. Fuck racists. What now? To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear on my diploma. What's the difference? And this other man, who was he? I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. Hold it! Hold it! How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier. Huh? You see, in class, I always sit in the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Who cares? Because I do not wish anyone copy my perfect notes. And this relates to your testimony, how? I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is a hard, immutable fact. He sure is confident. He seems to be telling the truth, too. His fucking mouth tap makes me so mad. Okay. Hold it! Hold it! Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one just submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was, oh my fuck, field of vision due to the insufficient levels of illumination. Now, if we consider the pistol, let us call it Object A, was indeed shrouded in darkness. It becomes difficult to say with certainty that Object A was indeed Object A. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. My badge for a normal witness. Yet the fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front. Square in the forehead. Hold it! Hold it. Hold it! Are you absolutely certain only one shot was fired? Yes, of course it was one shot. Why do you ask? Aha! A contradiction, finally! Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, the pistol was fired twice. Good eyes, Air Justice. You're cool, real cool. Huh? You really think so? Yet, there is one reason why this other shot had to have been fired that night. Meaning? This pistol came from the Kitaki family mansion, yeah? I think it's not unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night. During, perhaps, another altercation? He's got a point. Judging from his smug expression, I'd say Prosecutor Gavin had that answer ready before you even spotted the problem. He seems pretty confident in his testimony. We always make the biggest mistakes when we're our most confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it! Right. Better give that testimony another listen. Okay. Did it? Hold on. Oh, God, I need to look at this fucking court record. That's not related to this. Miracle Tits autopsy report. Single bullet to the right temple. There we go. Bitch. Bitch. Objection! Objection! Phew, if that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you? Relaxing? I see, Hair Justice. Huh? Oh, Objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. The trial's not over yet. Right. Look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yeah, the problem's at the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. What do I mean by this? For example, the deflection of a meter is the wavelength of a light emitted by a krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it is a well-known fact that krypton particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely that... Mr. Justice. Yes? Was your objection to these, krypton particle things? This is the big time, and you're obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. The temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it? It is, right? Finally. Objection! Hair Justice. Oh, Hair Justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated, trying to shake this witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago? Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. Ugh. Hey, hair forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine you're walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, hair forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout, "Stop!" And you, Frolin? Froline? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, "Ah!" And you, Hair Stickler? What do you shout, I wonder? Ah! If the victim turned his head at the last moment. Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory. It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. Okay. Fraulein. Okay. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. "Cease this at once, you two!" I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see. So you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed. With composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck in the right temple, as in the report. It does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Hold it! Hold it! So you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened? It can be said it can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. Huh? You certainly were lucky. If I were the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. "Cease this at once, you two!" I cried with composure. Hold it! Hold it! Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Oh, oops. I meant to, Hold it! Hold it! Did you hear the gunshot at the same time the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise. And the victim didn't ask you for help? It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trucy, please. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Hold it! Hold it! Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seemed quite surprised, and especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web, indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked. A common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. Hold it! Hold it! You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Hold on, I have to check something. Whoa, don't point that thing at me. Don't worry, I can handle myself around guns. Trucy! Magic guns, at least. The ones that pigeons come out of, you know? Very reassuring. Okay, there's nothing else to examine here, I guess. Okay, I was curious. It all... Wow. I don't know what happened to my voice there. It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away? According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? I like that contradiction. Kind of sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? At least the testimony's getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Okay, hold on. Like, I assume there's fingerprints on it, and that's why they're bringing this up. Hold on. Maybe I can't, maybe there's nothing else to inspect yet because I have to trigger a, a testimony. I'd have to use the fingerprint powder on it. Let's see. Oh, it says fingerprints are wiped. Wait, how did he have... Hold on. No. Because how did he wipe the fingerprints unless he was wearing, like, gloves? Or something. If he fucking threw the pistol... Objection! Objection! Wait a second. Tisk, another misleading request. Hey, Economist, how are you doing? Yet, you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second? 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now that you asked for a longer period... Now, had you... Oh, fucking shit, I didn't read that dialogue before it skipped. Mr. Justice! Yes, Your Honor. Am I to understand you are objecting to the length of a second? Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol. Yeah, there would have had to be more time. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was... That's why I sent the objection over there. Out into the ether. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it! Ah, a common ploy. Made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right! He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints! Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little! Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? Huh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo! Oh, Trucy. Well, Mr. Justice? Could the killer have been wearing gloves? That's what I was saying before, but... No, right? That has his prints on it. This is the thing we fucking dusted cocaine all over. No way. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, you wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. That's not the point that I thought it might... Okay, whatever. That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down a murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, Hair Forehead, any of your precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work! You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated that what he saw just now, he said he saw Walkie drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Walkie threw away. You're right. He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. Well, it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote, it was feasted by a teacher and posted. Oh my god. What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Oh my gosh. Economist, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Well, if he... Oh my god, hold on. Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? Okay, well, this is what we were looking at, right? This is the knife. Take that! Take that! Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. Great. A sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints. This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that the defendant threw... what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Oh, Hair Forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-Talkie. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with intent of harming the victim. Oh! Fuck. Indeed. Ugh. Never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here. Never underestimate a Gavin. A saying as old as time. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks. Okay. It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Walkie and the Doc. I got you, girl. Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. From shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down. Yet, what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not provide a defendant's presence at the scene? Prove the defendant's presence at the scene. And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I'd better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Okay. From shot to call. Go. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Hold it! Hold it! Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kitaki mansion. Octung, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. Ugh. How did he know that's where I was going? Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Hold it! Hold it! You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood. Nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flasks upon the lab room floor. Ooh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy, what do you... Trucy looks like she has something to say. But she's not talking to me. Ergo, I use my cell phone to call the police. Hold it! Hold it! Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbed in medicine. Dabbled. I've dabbed in medicine. It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. That injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite, simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. Trucy! Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. Spoons, none of those showed up. Your subscription to the Overwatch League, I think, is dead. Or Twitch chat's fucky. Medicine. Oh, weird, they didn't show up for me. Oh, also congrats on getting rid of Rodney. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around in the park. So he just stood there watching? Not much to go on there. Good night, Spoons! Trucy, if you got something to say, by all means fucking say it already. God damn it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, Air Forehead. Maybe it's time to go to back off a bit? Should I back off? I mean, I don't have anything to present for fucking evidence. Oh, I'm in a save state. What happens? The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well. You may continue with the cross-examination. What else? Can Trucy please say something? This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in his testimony. I don't know what else I could possibly present, though. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience, so I used myself and called the police, and no one else came. How about the fact that his testimony isn't related enough to the case right now? I mean, like, I don't think this guy's telling the truth, so... that's a different thing. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Are there not any other No, apparently there are no other witnesses. And whether this guy actually witnessed this is dubious. Anyone think... Okay, is that all? Autopsy report. I don't think it has any... It didn't really have any more details. Damage to brain. So it says there was... This is between... I don't know about the times. Right temple, which makes sense, but there was no... There's the gun contradiction. I don't know if we have the evidence right now to do this. That is my assumption. I'm wondering if this is one of those things where I have to do the... Trucy, if you got something to say, by all means say it. Okay. Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, hair forehead. They don't have enough to put Walkie away yet. Should I back off for now? Ugh! There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves when he wiped the previous user's prints off. Then after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No! No, 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 no. Game over. Oh, no. Maybe not. It seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Hair Forehead? I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Walkie Kataki. Also, hey, Spooky Che. Hi, hi. Hi, hi. Ah! Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Trucy! Nobody move! What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There will be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Katakis? The Katakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to the pressure for the likes of... Hair Judge. I see little point in further aggravating the gentleman. Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you, you'll regret it. Well, okay, that's rude, to just threaten someone like that. What? Wait. Oh, wrong voice. Wait! How'd he disappear so fast? I failed this court case. Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo! I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. To be continued!